Imagine a young football prodigy dominating the field at just 10 years old. Now fast forward to the NBA, where that same kid is drawing comparisons to Michael Jordan. This isn't just fiction, it's the incredible journey of Anthony Edwards. But beneath the highlight reels lie a story of unexpected twists. What drove this gridiron star to trade touchdowns for three-pointers? The answer lies in a tale of family, loss, and an unforeseen path to basketball greatness that nobody saw coming. As we explore Edwards' transformation, prepare for revelations that challenge everything you thought you knew about this NBA sensation. A 10-year-old Anthony Edwards, football tucked under his arm, sprints towards the end zone. The crowd roars as he scores another touchdown. But as the cheers fade, something unexpected catches his eye. Young Anthony was a local celebrity on the gridiron. His speed, agility, and natural athleticism made him a standout player even before he hit middle school. Kids in the neighborhood knew his name, and coaches whispered about his potential. But while football was his kingdom, a new realm was about to open up. As Anthony dominated youth football, he couldn't help but notice his brothers on the basketball court. The squeak of sneakers, the swish of the net, it all seemed so different from the world he knew. Curiosity began to grow in the young athlete's mind. Could he translate his football skills to this new arena? At 10 years old, Anthony made a decision that would change the course of his life. He traded his cleats for sneakers and stepped onto a basketball court for the first time. The transition from gridiron to hardwood was like a caterpillar entering its cocoon, ready for transformation. Gone were the familiar routes and tackles. In their place were dribbles, jump shots, and a whole new set of rules. Anthony's raw talent wasn't enough to dominate like he had in football. He struggled with the fundamentals, often finding himself a step behind his more experienced teammates. But then came a moment that would ignite Edwards' competitive fire for basketball. It happened in his grandmother's backyard, a simple hoop nailed to a tree. As Anthony practiced his shots, something clicked. The challenge of mastering this new sport awakened a hunger in him. He wasn't just playing anymore, he was competing against himself, striving to improve with every bounce of the ball. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Anthony's dedication to his new sport began to pay off. His potential started to emerge, raw and electric. The same athleticism that made him a football star was now being honed and refined on the basketball court. Edwards' football background proved crucial in his basketball development. His physicality set him apart from other players his age. He could outmuscle opponents for rebounds and use his explosive speed to blow past defenders. The agility that once helped him evade tackles now allowed him to change direction on a dime, leaving defenders in his wake. But the journey from football phenom to basketball prodigy was just beginning. As Anthony's skills improved, new challenges emerged. How would he fare against more experienced players? Could he develop the basketball IQ to match his physical gifts? And perhaps most importantly, how would he handle the pressure of expectations as people began to notice his rapidly developing talent? Imagine a young Anthony Edwards, his basketball skills blossoming, supported by the unwavering love of his mother Yvette and grandmother Shirley. But life had other plans. At just 14 years old, Edwards faced a devastating blow that would test his resolve and redefine his relationship with the game. In a cruel twist of fate, cancer struck twice. First, it claimed his mother's life on January 5, 2015. Then, barely 7 months later, his grandmother followed. The foundation of Anthony's world crumbled in less than a year, leaving him grappling with an unimaginable loss. Edwards' older brother, Bubba, described it as a strike to the heart, emphasizing the void left in Anthony's life. The loss turned his heart cold, making him question if he'd ever find that level of support again. "There are only two people who are going to get my all," Edwards stated, "but that's over with. Nobody's gonna get it." From the depths of despair, a flame of determination ignited. Basketball, once a passion, transformed into a lifeline, a way to honor the memory of the two women who meant everything to him. Edwards made a vow to make his mother and grandmother proud through his play on the court. This promise became the fuel for an unmatched work ethic. Edwards channeled his grief into grueling practice sessions, perfecting his skills and pushing his limits. His trainer, Justin Holland, witnessed this transformation firsthand. Edwards came in with loads of charisma, Holland noted, and a determination to succeed despite his losses. As time passed, Edwards' skills skyrocketed. The raw talent combined with a laser-like focus and an almost superhuman drive. Top programs and recruiters took notice, his name buzzing in basketball circles across the country. Perhaps most remarkably, Edwards maintained his infectious personality through it all. Holland emphasized that even in the face of grief, Anthony's ability to smile and make others smile stood out. This resilience, coupled with his undeniable talent, made him a force both on and off the court. At the 2020 NBA Draft, Edwards was surrounded by reminders of the two women who shaped his journey. Paintings of his mother and grandmother adorned the room, a visual testament to their enduring presence. He even wore a shirt bearing their names, carrying their memory as he stepped into the next chapter of his basketball career. Picture this: Anthony Edwards, the #1 draft pick, his game already drawing comparisons to the GOAT. Then, one day, his phone rings, and it's Michael Jordan himself on the line. For Edwards, this wasn't a daydream, it was reality. But let's rewind a bit. As Edwards tore up the college courts at Georgia, his explosive play, mid-range prowess, and ability to finish at the rim had scouts and fans seeing shades of his airness. The pressure was on. Could Edwards really fill the Air Jordans of the greatest to ever do it? Edwards embraced the challenge. His mental toughness mirrored Jordan's legendary competitive drive. Then, a moment came that would change everything. During the pre-draft process, Edwards got word that Jordan was coming to watch him work out. "I was in the gym working out, and we got a call that MJ was gonna pull up," Edwards recalled. "I'm like, MJ who? Shit, Michael Jordan's gonna pull up." I'm like, bet. He walks in there, that was crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Jordan came with wisdom to share, and Edwards was all ears. As Edwards transitioned to the NBA, he faced new challenges. Double teams frustrated him. Defenses keyed in on his every move. Edwards reached out to Jordan for advice, and MJ, recognizing the potential in this young star, didn't hold back. "In the post, you using your upper body too much," Jordan told him. "Use more of your butt." It might sound simple, but coming from the GOAT, it was gold. Edwards immediately hit the gym, focusing on his lower body strength and post positioning. Jordan's guidance went beyond just post moves. He shared insights on handling defensive pressure, reading the game, and elevating his entire team. The results? Explosive. In the 5 games following that conversation, Edwards averaged 30.2 points and 6.2 assists per game. His decision-making improved, his leadership on the court became more evident. He was evolving, adapting at a pace that echoed Jordan's own rapid rise. This connection between Edwards and Jordan is a passing of the torch, a legend nurturing potential in the next generation. For Edwards, it's an opportunity to learn from the very best, absorbing decades of basketball wisdom and applying it to his own unique journey. Anthony Edwards' journey from football phenom to NBA sensation showcases the power of resilience and adaptability. As time passed, the young star thrived, setting franchise records for the Minnesota Timberwolves. By January 2024, Edwards was averaging 29.9 points per game, solidifying his place among the NBA's elite. Edwards' relentless work ethic paid off with a career-high 53-point explosion and 7 30-plus point games in just 13 outings this month. He surpassed Karl Anthony Towns for the most 40-point games in team history, rewriting the Timberwolves record books. As Edwards continues to evolve, the basketball world watches with bated breath. We're left wondering if we're witnessing the birth of the next NBA legend and how high Ant-Man can soar.